how do we, create events that we want to be engaged in? How do we broaden this, right? This isn't an end. This is just a beginning, right? So we have someone who wants to book the facility. What else needs to be done to make this happen?
Serve the food.
Okay. Can you help serving food? How do you spell it?
Z-E-N-A-D.
Okay. So with plates and other things like that, who can help organize that? Right in the back?
I am.
I am? A-Y-A-N?
Yeah.
And Dante? What else needs to be done?
Advertising posters.
Advertising and marketing.
Something like that?
Okay. But you can help.
No.
Your name?
Asma.
Okay. What else needs to be done to make this happen by the end of March?
How big do we want this to be?
Okay. So that's, think of the scope, number of food, plates, right? That'll probably come out of the MSA things. But what are the other key parts we need to get in?
I guess to have to use the MSA name as well for the event. Have to be in contact with the MSA.
Okay. So that'll be like one of your responsibilities is MSA contact. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so when do we want to set a next meeting for this?
Can we do a meeting with the MSA then?
You can. However this group feels best to approach this problem.
Maybe we should exchange email addresses and phone numbers.
Okay.
And then maybe in a week or 2 weeks time we could just email each other on updates on how far we've gotten.
Sounds good.
Maybe we can have like a Google group.
I agree. One of the things I tend to I'm a big tech geek, but I understand that generally if we rely on groups and informal meetings over the web, they're less effective than actually getting a bunch of people in groups and actually writing names down and putting faces to things, right? So is there a time where we think we want to meet together as a group again to ensure that this all happens, right?
Thursday nights and Thursday nights.
Okay, so maybe, 2 Thursday nights from now? Sounds good. So what date is that? 18th plus probably the 26th? 27th? 26th. Okay, so by the 25th, we want to ensure that, we've contacted the MSA. We've asked about food. We've looked into facilities and, what other equipment and other things might cost, right? So we have people attached to actionable items, and on the 25th, we'll meet and discuss the next steps that have to go on after that. But this is an example of how community organizing can work in a really simple, effective kind of way about, achieving our results. It doesn't have to be grand, it doesn't have to be anything out of the ordinary, but it's just a simple way of how do we, break down the silos within our community and start achieving bigger things.
Maybe we should give ourselves a name. Like a group.
Okay. I think that can come out, but if you have a suggestion, that's there.
Alhikmah group?
No, could be it. But this is one of the ways I think we can help improve our communities by concentrating more on actionable items in ways that we can do certain things, right? More event-oriented or action-oriented, right?
I really like the idea of doing something with Habitat for Humanity.
Okay.
If people are willing and help to organize.
Okay, that's excellent. So you were?
And
Yeah. That'd be good, right? How many other people would want to help with Habitat for Humanity in this room? By show of hands. That's 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 people, 5, who would want to volunteer with Habitat for Humanity. And that's just, all it took was you just raise your hand and say, I'd like to do that. So it's just a simple example of community organizing. One of the things I want to tell people here about is the Edmonton Council of Muslim Communities is now starting something called the Edmonton Muslim Leadership Forum. The goal of this is to be a more broader and inclusive version of the ECMC. ECMC, to be a member, you have to be part of the Shura Council of your mosque, and that mosque has to be a part of the ECMC. The EMOF has a broad goal of building Muslim leaders. The next meeting for that is next Thursday at Alhikmah Youth Club on the south side. And is there anyone who'd be interested in coming?
You just have a,
It's at
comment.
7:30 on Thursday, the 18th.
I just have a comment, sorry. It's just like most of the like workshops and everything, they're always on either like way on the north or way on the south. You know, like
I agree.
there's no, because we're university students, so why can't it be in university? It's just
Well,
a suggestion.
this isn't in just at university students. It's like a big, broad kind of tent. But you know, that's a good suggestion. Is that we should try to be more centralized in where we hold meetings. Alhikmah is where the next meeting will be. And what I'll say just right now is that the group is very much in its embryonic stage. And what is really needed is people like us to come in and say, this is where we want the organization to be. We want to ensure that it has these things, that it's broad, that it is part of the big community, right? That we aren't just bringing in speakers and listening to them and then going home, but that we're actually getting our hands dirty and things like that. And in order for that agenda to come about, those voices have to be heard, and those voices are your voices. Okay? So who said they want to come? You do? No? Mona? Excellent. Okay. So that's 3. Okay, excellent. So I will send the details to everybody who's on the list about that event, and then next Thursday those people will meet, and then 2 Thursdays from now on the 25th we'll meet to discuss this Jummah. And that's an actionable agenda for community organizing, and just one way of doing things. I think there's a few things I want to just point out as I close out. I think some of the things that we want to try to maintain, some of the things I've learned is about, putting names to tasks. That just holds us to account. Building relationships and talking to each other so that we actually figure out, how we get past those silos, figuring out where people's interests lie. And just trying to make it fun, which is, I think, really important. And that's it for me.